The town of Phillipsburg and its residents deserve and depend upon governmental transparency. The people of Phillipsburg merit fair process and the expectations that their elected officials will adhere to the laws they enact and enforce, just as they are expected their constituents to do the same. But what happens when the trust in the systematic process is broken? What happens when the very system your elected officials implemented to ensure a fair process is followed has been abandoned, mishandled, and overtly circumvented without regard for rules, procedures, statutes, or ordinances? What happens when an elected official misuses their power to provide their friends while leaving everyone else behind? That's exactly the allegation brought before this committee, and the one we will investigate thoroughly to either prove or disprove the allegations before us. It's been alleged, upon being elected as Mayor of Phillipsburg on November 3rd, 2015, Mayor Stephen R. Ellis immediately formed a transition team consisting of Police Officer Mike Swick, Thomas Kent Corcoran, Sherry Corcoran, Chris Troxel, T. Scott Ferguson, Campaign Treasurer Jennifer McBride, Councilman-elect Joshua Davis, and Councilman-elect Mark Lutz. Began planning the removal of certain town officials and employees, the hiring of friends within that team, and rewarding a majority of those who supported his campaign with jobs and positions within the town's infrastructure. All of this being performed prior to taking office. It should be noted, as has been documented during the council public meeting on February 6, 2018 of this year by Council President Fulper, that Councilman Mark Lutz only attended 2 of those meetings before removing himself from these meetings because of his personal outlooks that something felt wrong about the content and discussions. Still, it didn't stop there. After taking the oath of office, it had been alleged that Mayor Ellis had illicitly and knowingly circumvented the process set in place to level the playing field for all involved and showed complete disregard for written statutes and or procedures to hire, promote, and reward all of those who donated to, associated with, participated in his campaign. It should be noted that Mayor Ellis and his members of his transition team have consistently denied these allegations both publicly and privately. However, the evidence presented thus far to the council and to this committee was enough to set forth the proverbial wheels in motion leading to this investigation. Now, we are hopeful, with the assistance of all subpoenaed parties, the public will have a clearer picture of what exactly occurred in real life outside of social media, most importantly behind closed doors. In December of 2017, 3 newly elected council members, after hearing countless rumors surrounding the hiring processes of Steve Ellis by members of the public, sought the personal records for all of those employed under the Ellis administration. We were met with reluctance in the beginning, but after approximately 2.5 weeks and several emails, we were finally provided the information for every municipal employee. Inclusive of this information was some very vague employment practices that revealed further lack of consistency from the hiring process. After reviewing a majority of the documentation prior to and taking the oath of office, we began to see a trend. However, the trend was circumstantial in nature, and the continued reluctance in providing information to the newly elected members of council from the mayor's office, the ordering of municipal employees by Mayor Ellis not to speak to newly elected council, and an attempt at the exclusion of certain council members from the municipal building brought a heightened suspicion that there was truth to the allegations brought before us. Now, most recently, the pattern of suspicion has increased, and after more requests from the council to Mayor Ellis for employee records were again met with hesitance. The foundation for this investigation was solidified on January 8, 2018 of this year, when former Ellis transition team member Jennifer McBride provided council with approximately 59 electronic communications and several other documents that would appear to substantiate the public's claims and unfortunately confirm the concerns of council regarding the hiring and promoting practices of Mayor Ellis. Most recently, the pattern of deflection and avoidance pertaining to the council's legal request of employee records continued over the past few weeks. We were promised documents by Mayor Ellis and then received an email a few weeks later on May 2nd, 2018, requesting reasoning and justification for the request. Now, it should be noted that upon the original request, although not required, reasoning and justification was provided. The mayor also questioned whether or not subpoena would be required for council to obtain the information from his office, Mayor Ellis deferring to the town attorney, who weeks earlier, when met with another similar scenario, the denial of the superintendent of recreation's information, was informed that council had the legal right to request and be provided with such documentation. Still to this date, the information has not been provided. This type of behavior and avoidance of providing open information to the publicly elected officials is concerning and allows for an atmosphere of heightened suspicion. It is the opinion of this majority that there is nothing to hide and it's legal. We are a council and the community can move forward if provided the requested documentation. Such was the case February 6, 2018 of this year regarding the request of documents that could have prevented the result of council's decision that evening. It will be the responsibility and the expectation of this ad hoc committee to complete this process and shine the light of true transparency on our government for the benefit of all involved, but none more so than our constituents. If these allegations are in fact verified, we need to ensure that no matter what elected official, no matter what office held, no matter what political affiliation, this never happens again. Thank you.